That's awkward. Let's try that again.
Not again, George.
What's going on, everybody? I was waiting. I was waiting. It was like a dramatic pause. What's going on, everybody? This is the Golden Boot Podcast. I'm your host, co-host, because we're all three hosts here. I'm your host, one of our hosts, George Hancock. I've got Chris, the propeller head, Mr. himself, Vandy Chris. And, of course, always we have our major, over-the-top, ridiculous graphic designer, Cody Slavinsky, with us tonight, a.k.a. Brian Kelly's towel boy.
He's fired.
He's fired.
I quit. I gave him my
He's fired.
I'm out. I'm back.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you. Well, you know, it's been an interesting week. Lots of college football we got to get over with. Oh man, there was a bunch of games. Really good stuff. We're super excited. TJ said, "What's up?" Yeah, I agree. What's up, guys?
Nice.
What up, TJ? Oh man, Hunter says share blast on. Thank you, sir. We're excited tonight. We got a special show. As always, we want to start things off. And Cody, I'm gonna let you go first. How has your week been? And have you thought about maybe changing a certain thing you do in a day, which is your career?
Well, my career, I'm enjoying my career.
Okay, all right, good.
They're on good graces right now. It's all good. I've been dealing with sick kids all weekend. Mentally sick after watching LSU play the other night. Matt House for the unemployment line, please. But no, in all seriousness, though, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. I'm very excited for everybody to see the new style of graphics we got coming out tonight. Been testing the last few shows. I think we officially got the new, how it's going. But, man, I'm feeling it. Please.
Sarah says pray for Cody.
Yes.
He needs special prayer. He needs special prayer after this last
my
weekend.
wife is right now, super.
She's what?
She's offended because I said, well, she said pressure code, and I said, yeah, if you see my wife, you'd understand why. And then,
Chris, how's your week been, man?
It's been an interesting week. Got a little bit of overtime in at work on Saturday. It's that season, and we're starting to get extremely busy at my work. So looking forward to getting some extra green in the pocket through that.
Yeah.
But I actually reached out to somebody like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And I was actually shocked that the person responded to me.
I mean, you know.
And if you want me to, I'll go ahead and tell you about it.
We'll do it.
Well, yeah, go right ahead. We might as well.
So tonight we have a very special
time anyway. Go ahead.
Yep. Tonight we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Benjamin Franklin from Cornersville High School in Cornersville, Tennessee. The young man is 6'4", 240. He plays running. He plays both ways on the Cornersville High School football team. Rushed for over 2,200 yards this season.
Yep.
I don't remember his defensive stats. I need to be fired from my job. But he is an incredible defensive player as well. He's also a 4.0 student by all reports. And he is committed to the Naval Academy. And we've got him here tonight for a interview, and I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and bring him on.
Get him on
here he is. Center stage, Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you, man?
How's everybody doing?
Are we here?
No problem.
We are here, man. We're excited.
Happy to be here.
Good. Glad to hear it, my friend. We were talking a little bit before the show and got to know you a little bit, and we just once again appreciate the heck out of you coming on here, man. It's awesome. I'm curious though. For those of anybody watching who does not know who Benjamin Franklin is, right? Give us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of your style, how you play. football, and what goes through your mind when you're in those real crucial moments?
Well, my name's Benjamin Franklin. I play for Cornersville High School. I play running back, defensive end. I see myself as definitely a power runner. I like to try and hit people, and on the defensive side, more of a speed edge rusher. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm committed to the Naval Academy to play football.
That's awesome, man. Now you were saying earlier, as we were you know, because I know you're committed to Navy, but you said something about basketball seasons first. So you're playing basketball for high school as well?
Yes, sir. We just had our first practice today.
Oh yeah. Are you excited?
We're coming back to football. Yes, sir. First game will be next week.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Okay.
That's great.
I will definitely have to check him out on the basketball court.
I was about to say, Chris ain't too far from me. He's fired if he don't go.
Absolutely.
So, my goal for this season is at least 3 dunks a game. That's my goal.
Okay. Oh yeah, that'd be
3
awesome.
dunks a game. Okay.
6'4", 240. I could see that happening. Chris, go ahead. I know you got something.
So, what led you to the Naval Academy? I hear there's an interesting story involved there. Was it always going to be the military, or were you looking at playing football somewhere else? Tell us how that all came about.
Well, before they became interested in me in football, I decided that after high school, if I didn't make it in football, I would just serve the military. And my brother, he's in the Army, and my grandfather, he was in the National Guard. So that's what led me to the military path. And then one day, they reached out to me on Twitter. It's like, you're going to come out of school, we got to talk to you. And they offered me in the spring, and I was just really touched by that. So I visited that summer and decided to commit after seeing just the overall culture and everything in Annapolis. It was beautiful, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. What were your thoughts when you first walked on campus? Like a dream come true, or what did you think?
It shocked me, like just the grand scale of everything. Everything is just so huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It really just shocked me.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you,
all the weights in the weight room say "Beat Army."
There you go.
Oh wow, nice. Beat Army, it says. Look at there. That's great for this. Go Navy, beat Army. There you go.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you though, away from sports, like what are your hobbies?
I love to play. I love to play video games, man. That's one of my hobbies.
Okay.
I like to go fishing, and I like working on cars.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Okay. Now on the game side, because I'm kind of a nerd, what games do you like to play?
Right now, since that new Fortnite season dropped, that's what I've been playing.
Okay.
With my friends.
Fortnite fan. All right.
I play a little Madden too. Yeah, I've been going back. I've been going back and playing NCAA 14, one of the best football games ever made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. That's awesome. That's great, man. Go ahead, Chris.
So, when it comes to the Navy, in the military in general, you have a MOS, a military occupation skill. Do you have a specific field that you want to go into, or what you want to do after football is done?
I definitely want to go into the IT field. That's something I've always been interested in, working on computers and stuff. Definitely more on the hardware side of the IT field.
Nice.
Okay.
That's actually what I do every day.
Okay.
Very cool.
Nice. Well, I'm excited for you, man. What made you decide to jump into football? I mean, was it just something you always wanted to do, or did you who was your favorite athlete growing up that you were like, man, I got to jump into this sports thing?
Well, I love LeBron James growing up.
Yeah.
And I used to be a big basketball guy.
Yeah.
And one day my dad told me, he said, get your cleats because you're playing football now. And I've loved ever since.
Did that have anything to do with your growth spurt? I understand you grew like 4 inches and 50 pounds in 1 year. Did that have anything to do with your dad saying you're playing football?
Well, this was when I was real little.
Oh yeah,
in 5th grade. So yeah.
But I mean, it seems like you enjoy it. I mean, it's
I love it, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay,
that's awesome. Well, I there's a little bit of a delay, so if people think that we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs, we're not. But there's a little bit of a delay between the two of us.
Yeah, I don't have the best service right now.
No, you're good. But one thing that I wanted to ask you, football, basketball. Do you have any other sports that you play besides those two?
I might go out and play baseball this year.
Okay.
Baseball.
Anything else to do in the spring?
Yeah. Just go try out and just play. What would you do? Would you play any position or?
I'd run bases.
Okay. Yeah.
I think.
Nice.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with it.
And it's interesting that you say baseball because that's what brought all of us three together was baseball. We've done some college baseball stuff together for a couple years now. What other interest do you have? Do you follow the NFL? Do you follow the NBA? Any other sports that you like to watch?
I like watching the NFL, of course, NBA, college football, college basketball, and sometimes I like to watch a little golf.
Okay. Yeah, golf's nice and relaxing. Now we open up a can of worms here. You got to tell me your favorite teams. Now you watch college, you watch NFL, you watch NBA. Who are you watching most?
I don't have a college team that I love right now. I just like to watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Good answer.
My college basketball team would probably be Purdue. I like that big old dude. I don't know his name. He's huge.
Oh yeah.
NFL team, I like the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
And then NBA, I like the Lakers because of LeBron.
Okay. So you mentioned Purdue. Did you watch the exhibition game between Arkansas? It was televised. I don't know if you saw it or not.
No, I didn't just watch that.
That was a heck of a ball game.
Tonight, but I was a little busy.
See, he couldn't watch that, George. He was busy preparing for his high school playoff game.
Okay. All right. Okay. Listen. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? He said Purdue. That's where my thought process went to. Hey, we got a good question out of the comment section. Any chance that you try to become a 2-sport athlete while at Navy?
If the option is available, I'll try and do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Well, I am. Go ahead, Chris.
So, who are your biggest influences in your playing style?
My playing style. Definitely my dad. He taught me how to run. My dad, I'd say, Derrick Henry, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a bruiser running back, that makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, and all my older brothers, both of them, they really influenced me.
Yeah,
okay.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
So you say, obviously you're 6'4", 240. So you say you're a bruiser running back. So you want to hit? Are you more of a run the A gap type guy and just run over somebody, or what do you prefer?
It really depends on the situation. I really like to come off tackle, and just be in speed and hit him. If I really have to hit him, I will. You
just run smooth
I
over.
Feel like I have a lot more success.
So
go ahead, Cody.
I saw that your linemen take syrup shots during the game.
Oh yeah,
and that That is hilarious.
Really?
Every pancake they get a shot of syrup.
I like that.
Okay.
So every pancake block they get a shot of syrup. That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. I like that. So I happen to see the videos of you doing some of this. Tell us what you're benching, what you're squatting, what your clean and jerk is right now. Go over some gym stats.
My bench right now, it's a little weak. I'm sitting at 295. My power clean is 315. And my squat I'm sitting at 500 on squat right now. I ain't trying anything higher.
Okay. I actually saw the video of the 500-pound squat. That was pretty impressive. I have to say that.
Yeah. Come to USC. We need you as a DE. Oh, man. There's a bunch of people in here. Come to the U of Minnesota running back crew. If somebody from Iowa, we need you as a tight end in Iowa. That's actually a good question. So I know you were playing running back, defensive end. Has anybody ever talked to you about tight end at all?
Yes. Alcorn State talked to me about playing tight end.
Okay.
But they send their tight ends in the motion on like a sweep where they get the ball.
You weren't about that, were you? I mean, your size, I could see you being a Travis Kelce type tight end, where just big body, bust up, block, box out kind of guy. I like that. But I mean, any position you play, you're playing defense at Navy. That's great. You had 2,200 yards as a running back. Man, it's. I don't care who you are, what class you're playing, just whatever. That's a good amount of yards for a running back, no matter what class A, 6A, whatever you are.
Yeah, that was my goal for this season, was 2,000 yards.
Okay.
I said that during the summer.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You got Navy will beat Notre Dame. Make Vandy Chris mad and come to Tennessee.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh man. Well, we're so excited to follow you. Tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, social media, what have you. I mean, everybody's going to want to keep up with you.
Everybody can follow my Twitter. My handle is Ben Franklin 3340. I'm saying Ben Franklin 3340 is my Twitter. So I appreciate y'all can give me a follow.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll give you a bunch of follows. We'll make it mandatory.
So I want to ask. I know you went on some recruiting visits. I know you went to North Alabama, Carson Newman. What was your favorite recruiting visit? And can you go into detail about what they wanted from you?
My favorite, the one that I got to do the most stuff at currently is Vanderbilt. They gave me my own private media. This is before they banned the photo shoots.
Yeah.
I got the last weekend you could do photos.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice. Well, before we go, Ben, tell us what songs do you listen to? What's your favorite music? Tell us what a couple artists, songs, something.
My favorite music. Oh man, let me check my Spotify.
He said I gotta check my Spotify real quick.
Let me check my Spotify.
Okay.
I'm liking Foreigner right now.
Okay.
I've been listening to them. A little bit Foreigner. Drake, of course.
Drake. Yeah.
And I would say Luke Bryan.
Okay.
Luke Bryan, man.
Man, that is eclectic as all get out. You got the
I love
Foreigner, you got the Drake, and you got the Luke Bryan. I love that.
You just went. You
I
just
listen to
went.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Oh man, you just went 50 times higher on my list with that music selection, dude. You see the guitars behind me. I'm a music guy. I play. I sing. I do all that kind of stuff. So hearing those three genres put in together, man. Kudos to you, brother. That's awesome. You're gonna go far in life. If somebody has a nice eclectic music group, is always more successful in my opinion. Just remember that. All right, Ben. Well, we appreciate you so much for coming on. We'll have to get you on again. Maybe after basketball season, we'll hit you up. And we'll talk with you again before you get shipped out over to Navy. And look like the pun there, shipped out. We'll be in contact with you, man. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, thank y'all.
All right,
awesome, man.
And we got a request. Somebody's asking if you can give your Twitter handle one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
It is Ben Franklin, 3340.
Yes, the most patriotic name ever, and he's going to Navy. Let me tell you.
Yes,
that's more American than you can ever get. I love it. I love it. Ben, thank you very much, man. We will we'll holler at you, be in touch. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. It is a requirement. Everybody in here follow him on Twitter.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, Ben.
I appreciate it, Ben. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Appreciate you,
man. Oh man, what a great guy! That really was awesome.
That was fun.
The music, the music.
Right?
I mean,
he said foreigner, and I'm like, what?
But yeah, I know, Bubba, all over music spectrum. Well, when he said foreigner, I couldn't hear what he said, and then you repeated it, and I was like, wait, what? That's awesome.
Yeah, because we said, it's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just awesome, man. Yeah, Hunter says fight on, of course. I'll root for you at Navy. My pops was in the Navy. All right, Bubba. Oh yeah, and got it. Thanks, Ben. I'm sure he's probably going to still be watching the show. So, yeah, awesome stuff,
guys. I don't know if you noticed this, but we got a lot of viewers right now.
So yeah, we do. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. This is great. I say
let's go ad free for a few minutes and let's just talk some football for a minute.
Yeah, we can.
While we got it,
hey, I tell you what, let's jump into icebreakers real quick. How about that? Let's do that. Y'all ready to see what social media has had in store for this week? That's what I got. Here we go. It is time for icebreakers. Now, listen, I haven't even said this all show. But if you'll notice the yellow banner at the bottom, please like, follow, share this broadcast with your family, friends, everyone. Share it with everybody, right? This is the Golden Boot Podcast. This is the kind of stuff we'll bring you every time. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on we have a Twitch. Follow us there. And also email us the Golden Boot Podcast at gmail.com. So if you have your own icebreaker, which if you've never watched the show before, an icebreaker is basically anything and everything that you think that breaks the ice in a conversation. So I like funny stuff. So I go and I spend time and comb the social media verse, so to speak, and find the funniest crap I can find on college football. First and foremost, Hunter Dorsey, I know you're watching. This is for you. USC's defense. There it is. A live look at USC's defense right there, buddy. Alex Grinch has been fired. That has been official. And I think this absolutely represents USC's defense. I mean, well, if you can't tell what that is supposed to be a whatever they're called, LSU's defense.
What defense?
Oh yeah. No, I mean when you use that way to lock the door, That's an accurate representation. I want everybody in the comments. Look at this next one here. What's up, fellas? I kept it professional and didn't comment any P. I don't know who that is because it's a Facebook user, but thank you. On a day off tomorrow, so I'm here. Thanks you, Bubba. I appreciate you jumping in, man. Awesome to see you. All right, let's do. Can we talk about this for a second? Look at this. This $100 million man doesn't have more wins than Kevin. I mean,
Kevin Sumlin was a good coach at A&M. I don't care what anybody says. I actually liked him there.
Yeah.
You all should get Finn Jeremiah for the next interview. Dude hits a spot. Okay. We'll look into it. Yeah. I mean, Kevin Sumlin was a good coach.
Wait. Well, George.
What?
Bring that comment back up.
I don't know what I'm reading.
Buddy.
Oh, nope. You're not going to get me. I said it the wrong way. I said it the wrong way. Okay.
I'm glad you did.
I said it the wrong way. That was good. You almost got me.
I give props.
I said Finger. I didn't say it. I said Finger. All right. So Jimbo Fisher, man. Is he gone? Do y'all think he's gone?
No.
You don't think so? The man can't win a road game.
A&M can't afford to pay him out and get a good coach to come take a spot.
That's true. Have y'all seen? Go ahead.
Kentucky kept Mark Stoops for all these years, and he just got his first win ever against the SEC West on the road.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still.
And it was the bottom of the West at that. Well, kind of the bottom of the West.
It is.
He has one more season in the boot. Yeah.
Well, no, there's one team worse than them, but
yeah,
we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that. No, we won't. I mean, if you, I don't know why they keep. I mean, I know that they paid all this money, but do you guys follow SEC Shorts, because they made a phenomenal one this week of A&M with the donation, the what is that? What's the donation bell they have outside of Walmart and all that?
Oh, yeah.
The Salvation Army.
Army. Yeah. He's ringing the bell. Donations for Jimbo Fisher's buyout. Please contribute. I thought that was pretty funny. This next one though, oh man. New Mexico getting in on the Connor Stallions. Look at this. Welcome, Connor Stallions, probably. He's in every other stadium. Why not New Mexico's?
My God, that's funny.
Yep.
Oh, man. Lobos welcomes Connor Stallion. That's so funny. Yeah, bell ringer, Salvation Army. That's right. Thank you.
So, question, you want some breaking news?
Breaking news?
Breaking
news? What do we got?
You're defending women's.
Hold up. Wait.
You're defending women's basketball national champions, LSU Tigers, with their superstar team. Just lost to number 20 Colorado 92-78.
Oh my good Lord.
And the roster this year is better than last year.
What?
Yeah.
92-78.
Yeah.
Maybe they should spend time playing basketball instead of flashing all that NIL and out making commercials.
It's JQ trying to get. Look at this guy. He's the one trying to get me. I'm not saying that, JQ. Shame on you. This is a family show. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. New Mexico. Now that's funny. New Mexico did well on that one. Yes. I'm not showing that one. Good.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. We got some clowns in the comments now. I love it. Bubba says first game jitters. That's all.
Speaking of women's college basketball,
yeah,
last year's NCAA runner-up,
yeah,
got a win today, and Caitlin Clark got her first double-double of the season.
Did she really?
Oh, Angel Reese got a double-double as well. It just doesn't mean anything.
It didn't mean anything. JQ said I kept it professional during the interview. Thank you. There's a lot. There's quite a few people who kept it professional during the interview. But you get a pass. You pass. You get a gold star. See Hunter Dworsky after the show, and he'll give you your gold star. Okay. All right. This next one here, I thought this was funny. Anybody watch the Northwestern Iowa game? I didn't.
I did, unfortunately.
They played on a makeshift field, so to speak, and apparently a live excavation happened in the middle of the game, which I think is hilarious because anybody that watched that game ended up realizing that they took football back 100 years. Because I think there was a total, and I'm not kidding you, it was a total of 142 passing yards between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. How Iowa is still 6-2 does not make any sense to me, except they play nobody.
Let me just share this part with you about it. So
yeah,
I made screenshots at halftime of this game on the stats because I wanted to remember this. At halftime, Iowa had 81 total yards, 25 passing, 56 rushing. Northwestern had 29 total yards, 15 yards passing, 14 yards rushing.
Yeah.
A total of 11 first downs in the first half between two teams.
Oh,
Northwestern had 2 of them.
Insane.
And something we've done here at the Golden Boot is get in on all this Brian Ferentz AI.
Yes.
And apparently there's a new one out. Let me see if it'll play.
Go ahead. Let's hear from Brian Ferentz. Go ahead.
Yes.
It ain't going to play.
No.
Okay. Well, let me do it a different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah, you can. You can do it. You can do it.
You know,
JQ says they have an awesome D coordinator. Yeah, for real.
Okay, here we go. I think
y'all need to see the video on X. It is the Iowa Northwestern game played on silent film music. I need to check that out. That's funny. Go ahead.
I think I got it.
Okay, let's hear from Brian.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Oh my god.
Dang it. Oh man, that's terrible. That's just awful. That's Starship Troopers is a great movie. Oh, you sent it to me on Facebook Messenger. Thank you, Bubba. I'll watch it. Well, there's all my icebreakers. Chris, you got any?
Not really icebreakers.
No.
I do have some cold hard truths for later on, but
I know. I do. You listen. I do too. Just wait for me on that one. We got a lot of games to recap, y'all, and I'm excited. We'll let's take a short break.
I gotta stop
we'll get into
after that one.
I know. Golly, that was great. We'll take a short break. Get into our Bone Crushers, brought to you by Bones Coffee, and we'll be right back.
Sound the alarms. Something monstrously merry is coming to town. Introducing Bones Coffee's newest batch. Inspired by the giddy ghouls of Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Nice work, Bones Caddy. Rich premium coffee infused with frighteningly festive flavors. The Pumpkin King, Santa Jack, Frog's Breath, Rough Weather, and Mudslide Boogie. Can't make decisions by yourself? Order them all. Bones also makes a perfectly marvelous gift for everyone on your nice list.
And your naughty list.
Click the link to get these hauntingly holly jolly flavors delivered right to your door. And it's not just for holidays. Bones has coffee concoctions for all 365 days of the year. Bones Coffee and Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's terrifyingly tasty. This year, Bones Coffee will be yours!
Are you clicking it or am I clicking it?
Yo, what's going on? This is Jacob Hester, former LSU running back, here to tell you about a brand new college football podcast, the Golden Boot Podcast. Give it a listen, give it a try, give it a follow. They're going to work hard to be your new favorite podcast.
You're listening to the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden.
All right, let's get into Bone Crushers. I am excited. Hand check, Chris Sandy. Bones Coffee Girl, Lord have mercy. This comment section tonight. All right, let's get into Bone Crushers. If you haven't followed us before, this is where we do our cold hard truths. Nothing but the truth, so help us God. Chris, I'm gonna let you go first. I know what yours is about. Go ahead. You have the floor, sir.
Clark Lee, your time at Vanderbilt is done. You have been officially fired by Vandy Cricks. I am done. I don't care, friend or not, likable guy or not. You are fired. Now, let me explain. When you choose to run the ball on 3rd and 20, trailing by 14 points, to play for the punt instead of trying to push the ball down the field, that's a fireable offense. Number 2, you have a starting quarterback that when he was playing, your offense averaged 33.4 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
You scored less than 20 0 times in the 5 games that he started.
Yeah.
He injured his arm against UNLV. I get it. He sat out. But to have him available and did not play coach's decision, are you trying to lose?
Yeah.
Or CJ Taylor, who's one of the best linebackers in the SEC. Yes, he injured his knee. He sat out the Ole Miss game. Available, did not play coach's decision.
Yeah.
Are you trying to lose? Because you damn sure ain't trying to win. You're fired. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. And Vanderbilt University, I'm telling you now, go hire somebody that can fix this damn problem.
Yeah. Look here. You need to let Hunter Dworsky on your show. He needs to set Chris straight. I mean, hey, I don't know what exactly he needs to set him straight about. Clark Lee is running Vanderbilt even further in the ground. So Chris has spoken. Lee will get an extension now. Oh man. Well, I actually have a cold hard truth here. We're gonna get into recaps a little later, so I won't go into my game specifically. But I want to. If you watch the Arkansas game against Florida, and I certainly did. I'm going to talk to the Arkansas fan base for a minute. Y'all are garbage. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. This is streaming right now on in Arkansas pages. I'm just going to say it. I have had so many bad comments from some of this. Now, not everybody is garbage, but there are a few. Let me rephrase. There's a few select few that, my gosh, like what are you even talking about? Somebody said, I'm not even kidding you when I say this. Somebody said that Kenny Guyton should be given the reins and Sam be sent out the door after one game of I kid you not, God is my witness, I saw it. Now it may have been satire, but I can tell you it didn't certainly sound that way. And this particular person is is known for crazy comments like that. But we saw a game play out over the weekend where it was blatantly obvious the problem with Razorback football lied with their offensive coordinator and Dan Enos. Okay. Coaching was excellent. Everything else about that game was great. The offense stepped up in a big way because they finally got somebody that could get in there and motivate these guys and do plays that were called during the game that they actually practiced. See, the thing that people don't know is the entire staff, the entire student athletes on the offense did not like Danny Nose. It was blatantly obvious after he was gone. And so there was a lot of talk about where the reasoning is because he made things so complicated. Pro style offense is complicated anyway. But in practice, they would practice plays, bunch of plays, get them down, get everything situated. When a game comes on, guess what? He wouldn't call any of the plays that they practiced ever. So the reason Arkansas's offense was so bad in earlier of the season, they were confused. They were discombobulated. Wide receivers were out of place on the wrong side of the field. There was just a whole lot of mess. And I don't know if you're like me, but if I get talked to like a dog over and over about the same mistakes or something, whatever, then I shut down and I can't do anything right. And that's where I think this Arkansas offense kind of got to, where they were just like, well, fine, I can't do anything right anyway, so I'm not going to try. They finally got a guy in that changed that narrative. He sat down with the entire offense. He sat down with KJ Jefferson. He sat down, actually built a playbook, took out 30% of the playbook and said, hey, where are our strengths? Where are weaknesses? What do you feel comfortable running? How do you want to run it? They got back to hurry up offense. This team looked way better than I've seen it all year long. So you can't tell me that was Sam Pittman. That was 100% on Dan Enos. 100%. I know Sam Pittman is the one that hired him, but he rectified that mistake, got rid of him, and now we're moving on. So to the Arkansas fan base, you guys need to really realize what the problem was. It's not Sam. We'll see. And I know people are, well, after one game, I got to see more from him. Okay. If they play like they did against Florida the rest of the year, they're not losing. And Missouri included. They played really, really good football in the Swamp. And this is the first time that Arkansas has beaten Florida in the Swamp in history. You had all those good teams we had in the past. You had Ryan Mallett football teams. You had just any, you name them. Darren McFadden couldn't win in the Swamp. So, anyway, I'm off my soapbox. Bone crusher. Arkansas fan base, get on it. Get out of Delulu land. Go ahead, Cody.
It's hard to top that one. My God. Well, boys, I'm pissed off.
Are you?
Saturday hurt big time.
Did it?
So I went against my biggest rule, and you guys know my rule from college baseball. I do not podcast during games.
Yeah.
It's my one rule. I refuse to go on during an LSU game. I just won't do it.
Yeah. Right.
This game, for some stupid reason, I decided to go on at halftime and talk. Everything I said at halftime essentially happened, which made me mad. But I had a few issues with LSU in that game, and it's nothing Alabama did that made me mad. I mean, that hit on Jaden Daniels, that's football. It happens. Was it targeting? I'm not a referee, so it ain't my place to call it. That being said, I was really annoyed by a few parts of this game. First of all, Charles Turner, our center. Love the guy. Love the guy.
Good to have you, buddy.
The big problem I had with Charles Turner is he couldn't snap the ball. He had two snap infractions in the game. Every snap he had, if you go back and you just look at the highlights of the game online, you won't miss it.
Yeah.
Every snap he had was like 4 inches off the ground. Jaden was literally having to bend over every snap.
Mm-hmm.
And that was obviously that right there is taking away literally time for him to be able to get a play in. Then on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, we couldn't tackle to save our lives, and that's been the problem all year. The biggest problem is, for some reason, instead of trying to go for the tackle, they try to go to strip the ball, and I hate that. This game, they didn't necessarily try to do that, but it was as if every Alabama offensive player was covered in baby oil, and they were just sliding off of them. They just could not make a tackle. Like, I literally was counting missed tackles in that game. I stopped counting after 15, and that was before halftime. I mean, they just could not stop them. I mean, it was embarrassing. If they wouldn't have had all these missed tackles and actually made the stop when they had got the initial contact, that would have been a totally different ball game. But they didn't do it. They've done what they've done all year, miss a bunch of tackles. They didn't have a spy out there. And Jalen Milroe said, hey, I'm a fast guy. Watch this. Yeah. And torched them. And I was very impressed with his performance. Not necessarily that, oh, my gosh, he's the best quarterback in the nation. Nothing like that. But more of, hey, he saw the weakness. He made the adjustments, and he dominated. And it was amazing to see. It was a phenomenal performance, and hats off to Jaden Miller on the Crimson Tide. It was a great win for him.
Yeah, and and we'll take a short. Go ahead, Chris. What were you going to say?
I'm going to do it for him.
Oh, Lord. What?
Cody, I love you. But Tim Bailey has shown up, and he has something to say about this.
Oh, God.
If it's a horse collar when Alabama grabs a jersey, or when LSU grabs a jersey, it's a horse collar when Alabama grabs a jersey. And when you get hit in the damn face and break your jaw by a helmet, it's targeting. That's forcible contact with the head and neck area.
I want targeting. Okay, so I'm glad you brought it up there. Here it is, right here. Here it is. I want everybody in the comment section to is this targeting? Should it have at least been reviewed as such?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Because when I saw it in real time, and I thought that's the blatant definition of targeting. Not exactly. Not in Tuscaloosa. Look, we're not saying there is any conspiracy theory with these referees or anything or whatever. That's not our stance. Theory. But you cannot sit there and be a referee on the field and this happened and just turn a blind eye to it. Plus, you got the entire upstairs that's watching for this exact thing to happen, and there was not a call made. Like, how? How in the heck?
So if you could pull, obviously it's not possible right here, but if you can pull the frame back just like a split second, in the real time, it looked a little different to me. And obviously, I'm as biased as it gets to LSU.
Right.
But I really felt like he didn't lead with his helmet. I thought he led with his arms. Like, I thought it was just a hard hit.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The crown of his helmet did make contact with the head. So, I mean, I get that. But I don't know. I felt like it was all arms on that.
Well, JQ says share the initial contact because it was target. So when he came in, to me, and I don't have the clip. I wish we did. But when he came in, he put his arms out first, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he did. But he wrapped him, and his helmet came up, and right where you see right in the chin. It absolutely was. The crown of the helmet was the initial point of contact. Yeah. I don't care. The guy can wrap up. Like, that doesn't matter. None of that matters. If he had his hands up like this and popped him in the shoulder pad, something like that's different. But his hands wrapped and his helmet was the very first thing to hit. So, and Seth said, I'm just putting it out there. The refs in the SEC this year have been completely pitiful. Game in and get out. They have all year. They have last year. They have the year before. They have the year before. I don't know why, but something has to change. I agree, Seth. I agree. Go ahead, Chris.
I want somebody to tell me how this isn't a horse collar.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, I mean, that was. It was. And
absolutely. But they grabbed the shoulder pad first, and really his hand just kind of slid down on. I'm like, It's still a horse collar.
It definitely was. I mean, they even said it on TV. I mean, it was definitely a horse collar.
Yeah.
That being said, it did a lot of the misses in the game and stuff. I don't feel like it was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Because I still feel like Alabama was going to win this game regardless at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, yeah. I mean,
but Malik Neighbors getting mauled on and two. Yes. God, it looked like somebody was trying to take him to the woodshed, and they would not call a pass interference.
That being said, though, can we talk about that catch he had on the dude? Because they're like, did he get his foot in? You just see his foot like go out and just like do like this weird arch to get back.
Oh yeah.
How?
It's not Mill Road, it's Mildew.
Somebody else made a catch like that Saturday. Was over the shoulder and he went up with one hand.
Yep.
And got it. I
don't remember what game that was. Was that the UCLA game? I think I can't remember which one that was.
I think it
might have been the USC Washington game. Actually,
it might have been.
I think it was the Washington
crazy
receiver
game. I think it might have been. Yeah, that was a crazy catch.
I really think I might have been.
I thought it was somebody
100% horse collar. There's a blue blood leniency at the least. You will not win a close game against a blue blood. It's what it seems like. I mean, you can't say there's a controversy because we have we can't say what the NCAA is NCAA no call anonymous. Tony Thomas, it's so good when you join in, man. I love it because your comments are legendary, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, it's just and I hate talking about it because it's like, then you just sound like a bunch of whiny idiots. Well, I know, but when it changes the course of the game, how can you not talk about it?
It's true.
Because you get a 15-yard penalty there. Okay, that moves them up into at least field goal range, right? It puts them really close, and I think they would probably get the touchdown. The horse collar definitely would have given the first down. That's two more first downs in the game.
Yeah.
So you can't say it's not beneficial, but I mean, it's man.
To be fair, the no call on the horse collar, it should have been offsetting penalties at that point because they did call the blindside block.
Yeah.
Which was fair.
Yeah.
It should have been offsetting penalties.
Yeah.
to LSU's credit, they did go in and score.
Mm-hmm.
So that really didn't affect the game. What affected the game was a quarterback getting his jaw broke by a helmet and then having to come out of the game under concussion protocol that might end up costing him more than just what he missed on Saturday night.
So there's an update on that, by the way. So
is there? Let's hear it.
Brian Kelly did not rule out Jaden Daniels for this weekend. He said he is officially day-to-day. That is definitely a positive. Now, that being said, I really want them to examine him to the max. I want him to be 100% before he touches that field again because I don't like playing with somebody's health. But it was weird when he came back into the game too because after he took the hit, I was like, man, it's a little.
He didn't look right.
He didn't, and when he came back in though, I mean, it's like he had his bearings there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was enough to fool the staff, like in like a live reaction kind of moment because I mean it was loud in that stadium. But when that play he ran, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him not come back, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, earlier in the year we said the same thing on the Florida State game. Remember, he took that hit low, and he was moving and running the ball and escaping the pocket, and then he didn't the rest of that game. Yeah. And it was almost like he was scared to move in a certain direction, just because he took that hit. And I saw it. I know it hurt.
Oh, for sure.
And it definitely left a mark in his head of, hey, I don't need to do that again.
That means how much like persuading do you think it took to get him not to come back into that game though?
Oh, I'm sure
that kid is ridiculously tough.
You're sitting. You're done.
He brought LSU back from behind with. I don't know how he didn't have broken ribs against Missouri.
Heck,
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I mean, that's the thing. You just don't know. Tony says, I think he needs to sit 2 weeks and be ready for A&M. One of the two games he would sit for is Georgia State.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You don't need to have your starter in on that game. Bet he's seen 33 Bama defenders and tons of family in the stands. Turns out it was only 11 players and 2 families.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel you there. All right, so let's take a quick break. We're going to get into the recap, and we'll close out this thing. I'm excited because we got some football to talk, and we got some new graphics to share with you.
Yes.
So let's hear that we are sponsored now by Verizon Wireless. So let's hear from Verizon. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money? Is that the plan?
Well, we gotta find some way to save, so say hi to Glenn from work.
Hey, that's my mom.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon for just $25 per line.
And that price is guaranteed for 3 years.
All on the network we can count on.
It's a good plan.
It is a good plan. Glenn, looks like we're not gonna be needing you, so I'll see you at work.
Oh, later, Glenn.
Save big with my plan, starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Guaranteed for 3 years. It's your Verizon.
All right, let's get into it. This week on the Gridiron, I am super excited about this. Put in the comments your favorite game this week. What was your favorite game? The one that kept you the most, one maybe you thought was a surprise. I want to know what exactly your favorite game this weekend was. Cody, you got the controls, my friend. You
Sure.
start us off. When we going to?
All right, so our first game, if you want to go ahead and cue a little bit of background noise for us.
Yeah. In a minute when I scroll to it. There we go. Okay, go for it.
We've already kind of talked about this game a little bit already, Arkansas, Florida. So as you see with our new graphics here, we have we basically have it to where we put all the stats from the games. And in this game, you know, they went to overtime. I was really impressed though overall with the toughness on Arkansas' side. I mean, Florida they gave it all they could, but I really, the score does not dictate exactly what we saw, because Arkansas was definitely a different animal. And I mean, 481 yards. I mean, come on. I mean, that's amazing.
So, you know, we talked a little bit about the behind the scenes aspect. So let's talk about the game. It was 14-0 in the first quarter because Kenny Guyton did a masterful job on the first drive to give Arkansas that much needed first touchdown in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, because they had a bye week. They didn't get a touchdown against Mississippi State. And then Florida, the very first play of their first possession, threw a ball to the outside, and we stripped it and just took off with it. Just literally stole it away from the receivers and took it back for a score.
I wish I would have done that.
Yeah, I know, right? But you look here, 481 total yards of offense. Okay, on a brand new offensive coordinator. Yeah. I don't even know if that's so unheard of, let alone in an opposing stadium.
I think it was more they were just excited. I think they were like, hey, a new change in scenery here. I mean, their possession was very even. 2 turnovers only. I mean, yes, turnovers are costly. Florida's was definitely costly.
Yes.
But I mean, overall, it was a very overall even match.
Yes.
Like on the board, outside of the total yards. I mean, the run game was clearly the difference maker. KJ, man, he looked good running that ball.
KJ did, and they got Rocket Sanders back too, which, oh, by the way, the offensive line was able to put together the very first 100-yard rushing game for a rusher. Rocket Sanders gets 100-plus yards in this one. His first week back. They go back to the hurry-up offense style, and you see that worked out very well. Florida's a tough team, especially in the swamp. I don't care who plays them. But first win in the swamp for Arkansas is a program, and I agree. Yeah, that is something that I will get to share with my kids, because that is something that's not going to happen very often at all. So kudos to Arkansas. They play Auburn next week in Fayetteville. That'll be a fun one. I will absolutely 100% be in that Auburn broadcast. for college football dogs. Now, you better believe I'm gonna be sitting right across from Kenny in this one, buddy. So go ahead, Chris. What do you have? What do you think about this one?
Florida's in trouble.
Florida is in trouble, aren't they?
Yeah.
Their next 3 games. What is it? Yeah, what is their schedule? I know they play LSU. They play Florida State.
LSU, Missouri, and Florida State.
Those 3, yes. LSU, Florida, Missouri, and Florida State are their last 3 opponents. Guys, I don't think they're getting bowl eligible. And my prediction, listen, my prediction is going to hold true. I think we see Billy Napier gone by the end of this year.
He's going anywhere.
I think he is.
Not in year 2. Florida's not going to fire a guy in year 2.
We'll see.
If they do, I'll be shocked. I love it.
I don't know. Maybe they put him on a suspension or some crap. He needs to be. Good God.
All right.
TJ says, "Go Hogs." Thank you. Can Florida really change coaches again already? They can. Arkansas did it. They went 0-8 in the SEC 2 years in a row. Florida's not.
But that's different.
I know it's bad. I know it is. I know. But man, but okay. And last thing here before we go to the next game, if you looked in that stands, was anybody on that floor in the Florida grandstands? Were they at all behind Billy Napier? The answer is absolutely a resounding no. They looked bored. They looked upset. They looked like they were ready to drag him out of the stadium by his hair that he doesn't have. I mean, it was. I've never seen the Swamp that much in shock and quiet as it was this last weekend. So, anyway, I'm happy. I'm a big homer. Behind them with pitchforks. Oh yeah, good. Big Ten backers in the house.
Man, that's the first time you've said you were happy this year about Arkansas.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was very happy at this one. And I didn't get to watch the whole game, but I watched the highlights probably 30 times in a row, and Sarah was about to kill me.
Shout out to your internet service.
That's right. All right. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, next one, the game that just made me scratch my head. Clemson and Notre Dame.
What happened?
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, let's hear it.
Sam Hartman played quarterback for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But
That
Sam
was
Hartman
absolutely.
better
That was
than
the.
0-5 against Clemson.
Well, and
That's
not only.
amazing.
Yeah, that's true. 0-5. Excuse me, 0-5 against Clemson, man. That's something, man. Dabo sells stocks as a side shop. Yeah, I would not doubt it.
George completely dissed that and missed it.
What?
I said that was attractive. Will you marry me?
You're welcome. No, I'm already taken. Thank you. What's interesting is though, you look at the stats, you look at everything here. I mean, it looks like on paper Notre Dame should have whooped them. More yards, more passing yards, more rushing yards. On third down, they were a little worse. Penalties had 40. But I mean,
Clemson on penalties, a flawless game.
Yeah, flawless game on penalties. Yeah, and that's the difference maker. But the turnovers, 3 turnovers is the biggest deal. You have 3 turnovers in a game, you do not deserve to win. So kudos to Clemson. They're right back on track. And Tyler from Spartanburg, you better watch out. Dabo's coming for you. He's coming. He's coming. Let's go to the next game.
Yeah, for sure. And also, everybody, let us know in the comments what you think about this new style of graphics that we're doing here to break down about the games, because this is something I want to keep going. And essentially, in our future podcasts, like when we do our preview shows, I want to make it where, like you see at the top right here where it has the score and the teams and all that. I want that to be our bottom bar kind of thing. So it's a work in progress, but we're getting there, and I'm very excited about it. Next game, we're going to thank you, Bubba. All right. We're getting to the Fighting Tim Baileys.
The Fighting Tim Baileys. Oh, I actually have something. No, they are not. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. I had to do it. I mean, dude. Okay, let's talk. Ollie Gordon might be one of the best players in the country. It's man,
a dark horse.
Man, he is a dark horse. That dude is something. And kudos to OK State because they looked awful at the beginning of the year. They were almost almost as bad as Alabama. Arizona looked before Fafita came in, and I'm sure we'll get to that. But Oklahoma State takes down Oklahoma, the final bedlam of however long foreseeable future as the SEC turns the corner. Oklahoma goes to the SEC. I mean next year, so. Man, they absolutely took it to heart, and boy, did they come out and wow. Now, here's the thing. Tim Bailey will say officiating was the reason they lost this game. Nuh-uh. Nope. I'm going to give you one reason only. 37-14 time of possession to 22 minutes.
That's a big
three, and you had 3 turnovers. Both of those right there will get you. All right.
One thing I am interested to see, though, Tim is working on an article right now that's breaking down like the officiating against Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I really want to know what he's got brewing because he's taking this very seriously. I talked to him today about it because I'm very curious what he's got. And he's going to have a lot of examples. He did share a video clip from the game today online, and I actually am very curious to see his take on it. I just want to see. I'll be as unbiased as possible when I read it, and I really want to see where he's coming from on it.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about this, and people want to make a complaint about the officials in the Big 12.
Yeah.
I have a rebuttal for that. I don't care how bad you say the officiating was in that game. You turned the ball over 3 times. You deserve to lose. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Now, let's make a point of reference here.
Let's do it.
He says the officiating cost Oklahoma that game. No.
Yep.
You want to see a game that officiating costs somebody a possible win? Check out this video. You tell me what you see.
Okay, hang on. Oh man.
That young man was clearly not out of bounds.
No.
Did you see where they called him out at the 31-yard line?
Yeah.
That was not touchdown, but he would have been on like the.
He was like, this first and goal in like the 2.
No, that would have been a touchdown.
Oh, he fell in.
Play that video again. Play it again. I thought he went down before the end zone.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Horrendous.
Yeah, I thought he was on the 1. I thought he was on the 1.
Yeah, he split into it. Yep.
Yep, that cost Iowa State a chance to put that game in overtime against Kansas.
Wow.
That is a shame.
That is crazy. Well, anyway, so regardless, Oklahoma takes another L. OK State moves up yet again. And I mean, tune in tomorrow night to our podcast show because we may have a little prize in store for OK State. Let's go to the next one, Cody.
Yeah, sure. All right. We are going to USC and Washington.
USC and Washington. All right. So first off, the total yards. You were over 1,000 yards between the two teams. That is crazy. Alex Grinch fired, rightfully so. The guy, I don't think that, the Grinch Bowl. Thank you. Grinch, I don't think that he could hold his own pee in his bladder.
Damn.
I mean, I'm just saying that man. It was wild to see the type of defense he thought would work at USC. But Washington, Penix made some ridiculous plays, and yes, absolutely, 100%. Penix is the front runner now. I believe that. He had there's a video floating around. We don't have it, but there was a play that took place where he got the ball in the shotgun. They come right up through the middle. They had him dead to rights at a loss. He does a spin move and went to the down to the bottom on the outside and threw a beautiful pass right on the sideline for a touchdown. Looked like Mahomes. Swear to
that
the
was a Heisman touchdown pass.
That was a Heisman video. But
and it was like a 20-second play. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm being real, I don't know that Penix is the front runner at this point.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say he is, but you can't forget that he had one game where he had 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's got 2 games where I know one, possibly 2 games where he had 0 touchdowns.
I mean, yeah, but but who would you put in his place?
I mean, Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
I mean, so Ollie Gordon, he didn't. His first 2 games were not so great, but it wasn't his fault. It's just that he didn't get a lot of touches. But then, but since then, he's been unstoppable. You know, I like Ollie Gordon. That's kind of who I'm leaning towards to start voting towards the top. But
it's so mean.
I have no idea where they're going with it.
So let me clarify something on that. On that last comment, he wasn't laughing at Max Duggan.
No,
he was laughing at RG3.
Yeah, it was RG3 he was laughing at. People are taking it a little bit out of context. I agree.
And I can't fault Caleb Williams for being upset.
No,
he's giving it his all, and you can see that in his play on the field. He's giving it his all.
Well, and here's the thing about it, right? I know people are making fun of him because he's asking for, part ownership of whatever NFL team he gets drafted to. But you think about if USC had, say, Alabama's defense. Good God in heaven! Not only would they be an undefeated team, they'd be number 1 across the country. And I mean, the kid is crying because there's a certain coach in Alex Grinch who's now fired that I believe was seriously damaging his draft. I mean, my God. Well, now, I can't say that for sure because we saw Anthony Richardson get picked 4th overall from Florida. So they're going to look at him as an athlete. They're going to look at his capabilities. But, I mean, it seriously dampers his look for sure.
And you had Rajon Davis, the linebacker for USC. He even went on Twitter and apologized to the fans for their play. They're trying. He basically put it out there. They're trying their best.
Yeah. Big Ten backers say, "Oh God." Possibly setting himself up for a better situation. Yeah, possibly. I mean, well, let's hope so. Yes, Troy, you're in. You're in.
And let's be real too. Caleb would be crazy not to go pro after this year.
Yeah, he was crying because he thought he could jump back in the Heisman race with a win. Yeah,
he would have.
I mean, he probably would have. Yeah, if he would have had.
I still think he ends up in New York.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
you have to appreciate you.
Yeah, graphics do look
good. Back to New York, because I mean, either way, I mean, he's still a Heisman winner, so he technically gets the invite to be up on the stage regardless with the past winners. But I mean, with his play this year, I mean, he's had a lot of turnovers this year, but I mean, overall, it's not his fault entirely. I would invite him to New York.
Yeah, and there's another. This is a really good point. What if he falls to Minnesota? So here's my take on this. Okay, here. This is kind of a crazy thing to say. if Caleb Williams falls out of the number 1 pick, which I think he will, and he falls, say, to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, one of those, he's going to have a better chance to get on a team that may be more not sustained, more
apt to win now.
Thank you. Yeah. More apt to win now. Yes, because if he goes to Arizona, that's a complete rebuild. If he goes to what's the other one that they're talking about? Not the Jets. They're talking about Giants. That's another complete rebuild. And you're talking about being in a couple losing seasons. If he goes to Chicago, that is the worst place for him to go to ever. Yeah. Because that, as a Packers fan, I will tell you, Chicago is one of the worst offices I've ever seen in my life. Just a horrible organization. So,
you know where I want to see him go? The Cowboys.
Where?
I hate the Cowboys, but I want to see him go to Dallas.
Man, if Jerry Jones could pull that off, he would be ecstatic.
He would be.
But I mean, it's kind of an interesting argument. If he falls, would it actually be better for him in the NFL versus, if he stays up top? Remains to be seen. Either way, Washington gets victory. They stay undefeated. USC's got some tough games ahead. They got to play Oregon, and their destiny is still there. If they win out, they technically could still be in the Pac-12 championship. So we'll see. But they got to figure out what to do on defense. Let's go to the next one, Cody.
All right, the next one is I'm going to go ahead and do this game now, and we'll say the bigger game for last.
Okay.
This game made me sick, but, at the end of the day, overall, LSU didn't play ridiculously bad in terms of offense. Defensively, they couldn't get it together. Offensively, they had some key drops. We kind of already addressed this game overall, to be perfectly honest. But, the big thing here, penalties were like a little bit of a difference maker. First downs, as you can see, Alabama almost got a first down every time they touched the ball. Especially on third down. And then, Alabama, they took care of the ball. That was very good on their part. Time possession overall, it was semi-close. It really separated when Alabama went to go kill the clock in the fourth quarter. That was really the difference maker in it.
Right.
But no, at the end of the day, at first drive in the second half where LSU took the lead again, I was like, all right, if the defense can respond here, this is going to be a good game. And then, you saw how it went.
Yeah. The thing about this game, these are two really good ball clubs. They're playing really well. Alabama, the 0 turnovers for Bama, right? Exactly. That's JQ said. 0 turnovers for Bama. They don't make mistakes. Their offense looked like old school Bama. So that is a very good point. What I was going to say is Alabama, when they played Texas, is not Alabama now. You need to forget that team altogether. This team, this is a legit football team, and you better watch out for them. The FIU Alabama, gone. They're done. That whole fiasco of what quarterbacks, but Jalen Milroe is the guy, and that's it. There's no discussion on it. This is a championship caliber football team, and their destiny lies ahead of them if they just went out. So,
I'm curious to see that quarterback room after the season ends.
Right. See how many transfers, what happens from there.
Yeah. Then they got good guy coming in, Julian Stan. So,
I do know that there is talk that Ty Simpson is definitely going to transfer.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I've heard Auburn. I've heard UT Martin, where his dad is a coach. All kinds of different locations out there that
he would be so crazy to go to UT Martin with his talent level.
Gotcha.
But
yeah.
But hey, if he wants to play with his dad, hey, respect it for sure.
Yeah. It's something to definitely consider, and we'll figure it out from there. But Alabama gets the win over LSU. They only have one loss, and I would be shocked if they take another one the rest of the year. and they will be sitting comfortably in the driver's seat of. And it goes to show you, I think Georgia and Alabama once again will be one heck of a football game if they both get the SEC championship. So, and I think honestly, right now, I think Alabama has the advantage.
I do too, unfortunately.
Yep, unfortunately, I believe so. Herbie picked Bama for the Natty to start the year, looking good now. Yep, Herb Street knows all. North Carolina, Auburn, Vandy. I wish. Let's go to the next one.
All right, this is the last game I made a graphic for because I ran out of time. But
sure,
it's going to be Georgia, Missouri.
Yeah.
But before we talk about this, though, I do want to talk about Arizona's impressive victory over UCLA because I was going to make a graphic for that, but obviously I ran out of time, and I could not find a good helmet for Arizona to put on the graphic. So I was like, it is what it is. But no, Arizona, man, very proud of them. They had their bad performance with Mississippi State, and then they shot back and said, hey, look at me. And that win by USC against them now looks pretty good.
Yeah, we talked about this post-game show Saturday night. That literally, I honestly think that Arizona is playing better than a lot of teams right now. The Fafita guy, Noah Fafita, man, that guy is one heck of a quarterback. So we'll see, but yeah, kudos to Arizona, man. They're going good. Yeah, let's talk some Georgia, Mizzou. This was an interesting one. Missouri kept it close. Here's my thing. The reason I really honestly believe that Alabama has the advantage over Georgia. Look at this. Missouri had 151 rushing yards against that Georgia Bulldog defense. 212 passing yards. Has Georgia the last 3 years had that type of numbers against them? Absolutely not. No. Absolutely not.
But here's the problem. You're setting the bar based on what they did in the past. You can't do that.
Well, I get that. But at the same time, I mean, when people think Georgia defense, they don't think of them giving up 100 yards rushing.
That's because they've set parameters based on what's been done in previous years. Those guys aren't there anymore.
True. And you're right. You're right.
And there's not been very many running backs in the SEC the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That are as good as Kobe Schrader.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, Cody Schrader is some type of running back. Where does Arizona QB transfer next year?
That's what I wonder. Like, I want to know if he buys into the system and stays. Because, I mean, his high school receiver is his main target.
Look at this.
Look
at this stat. 1,454 yards in 5 games for Fafita against all ranked teams.
I mean, that's just unheard of.
That's stupid, man. That's just insane. Thank you, Big Ten backers, for bringing that in there.
And don't forget, his coach is the one that invited the booster out on the field for preseason practice.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so exactly.
Is he really going to go anywhere? Because I'm pretty sure they're working up NIL stuff out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So Georgia, Missouri. Drink. We saw it earlier. Drink is still coach of the year in my opinion. Yeah.
I'll go with that.
I don't think there's any debate there.
Unless he drops another one, I don't think there is any debate. And he may still win it if he drops another one, just because they improved so much in so short span of a time.
And they don't have a bad loss. Like, their loss to LSU was a shootout. Either team could have won that game. This game, the score shows they lost by technically 2 possessions.
Yep.
It was closer than that.
It was. The game was closer than the score shows. I mean, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, that really Fafita to Iowa, they developed QB. Comment of the day right there.
The question is, with Kirk Ferentz being upset that Brian's been forced to resign, and it sounds like Iowa might even be trying to push Ferentz out.
Yeah.
If Iowa goes and gets Mark Stoops, like so many think they will, and he brings Liam Cohen to Iowa City, things could get interesting there.
It could. I can see that.
Seth says, hear me out. Don't chop my head off. The way UT runs the ball, Tennessee. Will there be an upset in Neyland crap box in 2 weeks? He calls it crap box.
So, back to the Iowa, though. I want to know, though, do you fire a coach that's been there like 25 years?
Oh, for Kentucky or for Iowa?
You can force him to resign and say, hey, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so.
Because for Ferentz to come out and make a statement to say, I'll be here as long as I want to coach.
Yeah.
Less than a week after the AD says, your kid is out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you.
Well, I mean,
I think
it
it's
just
going to get
depends.
interesting in Iowa City.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely is interesting. Well, there's our recaps, ladies and gentlemen of all ages. More to come on that. I think your graphics are hit, Cody, so you got to get them all in there, buddy.
For sure, man.
Those are top notch. I felt like I was watching ESPN for a minute.
It did have that
vibe. You know who didn't get to see Mr. Benjamin Franklin tonight?
I should have pushed Ferentz out 5 years ago. Yeah. Kirk will be around a bit longer. No way Iowa parts with Ferentz. They did that to Hayden Fry, then Kirk came in.
They forced Hayden Fry into retirement. Yes.
And he is the biggest reason Iowa is Iowa. So there you go. Anyway, who didn't get to see who?
Guess who didn't get to see Mr. Benjamin Franklin tonight?
I don't know. Who didn't get to see him?
At least they weren't in the comments.
Yeah.
Big
Seth?
Ten backers.
Oh yeah. You'll have to go back and watch it. AD and Steve, we had Mr. Ben Franklin on, did a good interview with him. Great kid going to Navy. He might still be watching, but everybody, if you haven't already, follow him on Twitter, Ben Franklin.
3340.
3340. Ben Franklin 3340 on Twitter. Really good kid. Excited to see where he goes. We're going to stay in contact with him. Man, I'm pretty excited about tonight. It's been a great show. And you can't fire old man Ferentz.
I mean,
that would be like firing Betty White.
I mean, they pretty much fired Hayden Fry.
Oh, George, in the show we have an emergency meeting. Okay. Well, there you have it. It's really good timing because we were just about to end
no
it.
emergency meeting.
Well, to be fair, we have some awards to give out before we go anywhere.
We do. Let's give those real quick.
We can go with the jock strap first.
Okay. Where it be? There it is.
It's
okay.
pretty common sense who gets it.
Mr. Alex Grinch, you absolutely win the Dirty Jockstrap Award.
I should have sent this to him.
You saw that graphic I had up of how many points they gave up with the Cheeto holding the door. I mean, that absolutely embodied Alex Grinch's defense. And I said on the post-game show, the reason that Alex Grinch didn't work out is because he plays that bend, don't break defense. Yep. In college, it does not work. It does not work.
Sure.
So, Alex Grinch, take that dirty jockstrap, set it on your shelf, on your fireplace. Look at it while you're at home and soaking up your millions that you probably have on a buyout. And just know, absolutely just abysmal performance. But on the other hand, the Golden Boot tonight, the Golden Boot this week goes to none other than Jalen Milroe. Do you have his stats? I don't have his stats. I think, did he do 4 rushing touchdowns?
Yes, because he couldn't throw a passing touchdown.
Yeah.
He
4 rushing touchdowns.
He had a wide open touchdown.
He did.
He screwed the pooch.
He did. I mean, man, I really, honestly, truly, when I saw him play against Texas, I did not think that he would develop in the type of quarterback he is. He makes good throws. He does. They're running the ball better. The offensive line looks better. So it's very interesting for sure. But I think very deserving. And I think that Jalen will continue to develop. Give me your thoughts on that. Do you think that Jalen Milroe is Alabama's quarterback for a while, or do they bring in a new guy and replace him? But I mean, we'll see there. Truth be told, I don't know, but this is the quarterback they have this year, and I don't have any kind of thoughts or concerns about him being able to win a national championship. And this team is that caliber. I hate saying that. I'm not an Alabama fan, but it is what it is. That being said, I think that's our show, gentlemen. I'm so tickled pink that you guys fell in here and showed up and showed out. I mean, we stayed. Comments coming in. So I'm excited. I've really appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We really, really, really appreciate it with the bottom of our hearts. Please, before you leave, like, follow, share, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We're trying to get to 300 followers on Facebook as quickly as possible. Follow us on TikTok, Golden Media Sports. And send us in your icebreakers, the Golden Boot Podcast at gmail.com. You find a meme, you find a funny story, you find something, email it to us at the Golden Boot Podcast at gmail.com. Final thoughts, Chris? What do you got?
I was going to tell everybody, go follow us on Twitter at Golden Podcasts. Twitter. It's an old Twitter account that I had for a college baseball group that I had, and we've converted it now. It is now the Golden Media Sports Network Twitter channel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, X channel, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Yeah. Troy says articles. Yeah. So we, college football dogs, are always looking for writers. Troy's an excellent editor. So more to come
he's
there.
Talking to us. He wants us to write an article.
Oh, he wants us to write an article. So
Lord.
It says any of your guys write. I mean, yeah, we can. We're just busy. If you are interested in joining College Football Dogs and writing some articles,
Seth Stanley. That's who you need to talk to is Mr. Troy Amon.
Yeah.
Please get in contact with him. If you're interested in covering Vanderbilt sports as a writer.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, any of you, right, great show. Yep, Bubba, I got your icebreaker. We will show that Friday. Troy says, Great job. Chris has forgotten all about me, but George picked up the slack. Nah, Chris didn't forget about you. We just got busy, man. It is what it is.
I just gave him the word. Stanley, get a hold of Troy Amon if you want to write about Vanderbilt sports.
One writer covering Vanderbilt is too many.
But
all right, well, final thoughts, Cody. What do you got?
Yeah, don't podcast while you're watching your own game if you believe in football voodoo like I do, because it jinxes you. That being said, my last thing I want to say is this. If you have a small business and you want to promote it, feel free to reach out to us. We have openings for about 2 or 3 more sponsors right now on the show. So if you've got anything that you need to promote or whatever, hit us up, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to mention it on the air. Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Golden Boot Podcast. I almost didn't say it right. My own show. This has been the Golden Boot Podcast. Man, we're so excited you guys came in. Check us out Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 Eastern. We'll do some previews on some really good games coming up this week. That being said, this has been the Golden Boot. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. This has been the Golden Boot Podcast. Stay golden, everybody. See you next time.